Hey, what's going on, guys? J2 Disco here. Haven't made a video in a while. I hadn't really been riding a whole lot the last couple weeks, but I was just going to the gym, so I thought I might make a little video. So I haven't really been riding a whole lot lately, other than, you know, like short trips here and there, because I've had friends and family coming and visiting me, and you know, when you have people coming, you don't really go out for, you know, joy rides usually. So basically, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, and then I moved to Canada for almost a year. And in that time, the only person that I saw from back home, like friends or family or anything, was my sister, who came and visited for a week, like shortly after I moved there, actually. And but that was it. And so then I moved to Florida this past August, and my mom came and visited me. So that was the first time I'd seen her in, you know, like a year or something. And so she came and visited me in October or something. But then here this last month, I've had you know, 3 different people come and visit me. My wife's best friend, and then my sister's actually here now, and then my brother's coming to visit me next week. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. He rides a Ducati Monster. I think it's like a 600 and something cc one, or maybe a 800 cc Monster. I can't really remember which one, but he got that right before I got the CBR 600RR. So but yeah, he's coming out to visit me with his girlfriend. He's gonna stay with me for what is this person doing? Okay, I'm not sure. He's gonna come visit me for a little bit, and we're actually looking to rent maybe another motorcycle, and so he can ride, so we can go riding. We've never ridden together. I mean, when we were kids, you know, we used to ride dirt bikes and BMX and stuff like that, but we've never ridden motorcycles together. So, you know, hopefully we'll be able to find one. Which brings me to the next topic on finding motorcycles, because I'm going to be selling, I have to sell this ZX10 by August. That's 6 months from when I bought it. And the reason being is that I buy motorcycles and I keep them in 6-month intervals. So the Gixxer 600 I had, I didn't have that one for 6 months, but the CBR 600RR, I had it just under 6 months, and I sold it. But the reason I do that is because I've got these financing offers. I've done a lot of business online. I started doing business online in 2005, and so I've got some lines of credit through some lenders that allow me to buy, you know, buy pretty big purchases and not make any payments on them. You don't have to make a down payment. You don't have to make any payments, and there's no interest for 6 months. So what I'm basically able to do is buy a motorcycle, ride it for 6 months, and then flip it. And, you know, the idea is you make money. So you always make money buying something. You don't make money selling something, because generally you're not going to be able to sell something overpriced, but you can offer somebody less money in order to make a little bit of money when you sell it. So I'm going to be selling this one here in a couple months, and then I got to look for a new motorcycle. So I don't really know what I want to buy yet. Oh, my shorts are riding up. I don't really know what I want. I mean, obviously any leader bikes are fair game. I've never owned a Yamaha before, so an R1 might be kind of cool. I've never owned a European motorcycle either, so I'd love a Ducati or a BMW. Obviously they're a little bit more expensive, but that's not really that big of a deal because I don't have to pay for it. So it's really about finding the best deal that you can and just going with it. So I've also been kind of looking at, and this is kind of sounds crazy, considering I've only ever owned, you know, super sports and this leader bike. But I've also kind of looked at like some cruisers. I've kind of looked at the like the Harley Davidson, like the 1200 Nightster or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. I've also looked at the Ducati Monsters a little bit. You know, like I said, my brother's got one of those, and he really likes it. You know, he said the torque is great on it. Obviously, you know, the top end's not going to be near the same, but you know, you've got the 1200, which I've watched some videos on it, and it looks pretty good. It's just finding a deal on one, because like I said, I mean, ultimately I have to sell it and make money. So but anyways, guys, yeah, you'll see this motorcycle for sale here in a little bit. Probably the next month I'm going to put it online rather than wait till later. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm about to go to the gym, then I guess I'll finish recording this when I get out. So just leaving the gym, got a good workout in. Trying to get those muscles built. Gotta look good on the beach. But anyways, guys, yeah, no, I'm gonna be listing this bike for sale here pretty soon. I'm hoping I'm gonna list it for probably around $7,200. Right now it's only got 4,544 miles on it, so you know, under 5,000 miles. Bike is in excellent condition. She's got the slip-on, the windscreen, and the spools, rear spools for the bike stand. So the bike's in great shape, brand new basically, even though it's 2009. So hopefully I'll get 7,200. You know, that would cover the title fees, title taxes or whatever, and then the tires and the oil change that I did when I first got the bike, and just the checkup or whatever. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. A lot of people, when I tell them about how I buy and sell motorcycles and stuff, which this is the third motorcycle that I will have done this with. I had my first one was a CBR 600 RR, and then I had a Gixxer 600, and I bought both of them and then sold them, and I didn't pay anything on them. But most people, when I tell this to, man, they're kind of weird about it. They're like, well, I don't really know if I want to do that. You know, people talk about how you're not gonna, it takes you 6 months to learn the motorcycle and yada yada yada, and a lot of people get really connected to material things, you know, motorcycles, cars, you know, stuff like that, and I don't really get that attached to things like this. I mean, in my opinion, it's more fun to be able to try everything out and really know what you like based off of your own personal experience of using it, versus just reading reviews and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. Because I mean, you can watch a million videos about a motorcycle, but until you actually get on it and ride it and feel it and you know, feel the torque and the power and, you know, how comfortable it is and stuff like that, I mean, you'll never really know if you like it or not. So I like buying them every 6 months, and you know, it's kind of my goal to test all of them out. I don't really have too much interest in buying another 600. You know, I think if I was really close to a track, you know, I might buy a 600 as a dedicated track bike. But you know, for the riding that I do on the highway, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. You know, I don't think I'm going to be blown away by a 600 after this, you know, leader bike. But no, to me, it's a lot of fun buying them and selling them. I mean, the way that I kind of look at it, it's like if someone came up to you and was like, look, I'm going to give you a Ferrari, You don't have to pay anything for it. I'm just going to give it to you, and you can drive it every day if you want to. And then in 6 months I'm going to take it away, but I'm going to give you an even better Ferrari. I mean, it's the same thing. It's basically like I get to pick a motorcycle, I get to ride it for 6 months, I get to enjoy it, and then 6 months later, you know, I buy another one. So it makes sense to me. Boom, boom, boom. And it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, let's say I pick a motorcycle, let's say I do decide to buy like a Harley or something like that, or the 1200 Monster, and I don't really like it. Well, I could just sell it. I mean, it's not going to make a difference if I sell it, you know, the next day or in 6 months. I mean, obviously the sooner you sell it the better, because you will have put less miles on it. So if you get a good deal on the buying end, you can flip it the next day if you wanted to. So I'm not really too worried about buying something that I don't, you know, that I'm not thrilled about, which makes it really easy because I can buy, you know, whatever I want to. Now, for anyone who's wondering, well, then why don't you just go buy a brand new bike or something like that? So the way that these financing offers work, I basically have a line of credit that is a certain amount. And it's weird because I don't actually know what my credit limit is for this 6-month deal. I know that it's above $6,000. I don't know how much higher it is. So you kind of just have to make the purchase and use the line of credit, and if it goes through, then it goes through, and you know, it works. So I kind of have a limit that I have to work with. You know, right now it's probably under $7,000, which you can buy a ton of motorcycles under $7,000. I mean, you can buy motorcycles, badass motorcycles, all day long for less than $7,000. I mean, I bought this ZX-10R 2009 with like 3,000 miles on it for $6,000. So, and the average retail on that was like close to $7,000, and most of those bikes had about 20,000 miles on them. So, I mean, I got a heck of a deal on this one. So yeah, it's, you know, I kind of have to look for deals, just because number one, I have to sell them, but number two, you know, I do have a maximum line of credit, so I can't just buy anything. But anyways, guys, that's it. I'm back at the house. I'll keep you guys updated, try to make some more videos. I'll make some videos when my buddy comes into town. He's never ridden a leader bike, I don't think, so I'm gonna get him on this and video his first time riding a leader bike. And then hopefully we'll be able to rent some motorcycles as well and get some footage of that. So anyways, guys, hope everybody's doing well. I'll try not to be a stranger from making videos. Get a little shot of the bike real quick, and that's it.